Distant stars glow ever so brightly, with nebulas and other galaxies dotting the vacuum. However, one of the stars was wildly different than the others. It was tiny, with an immense amount of gravity pulling everything towards itself. It was the corpse of a star too small to undergo a supernova. The star had collapsed in on itself and had become a neutron star, the densest star in the whole universe. This specific one had become a pulsar, releasing two giant beams of energy from both of its poles, while spinning at 10% the speed of light. Orbiting it is a cloud of debris, left over from whatever planets were orbiting it before it had collapsed in on itself. However, hidden within the planetary graveyard was a large ring-shaped station spinning around the star. On the outside were several Republic insignias, with Margaret Hamilton Station written below it. She played a crucial role in getting men to the moon as one of the many people that had led the way to humanity's colonization of the stars, hence the station being named after her. A bright blue and golden colored griffin soars through the graveyard, avoiding dust and debris as it approaches the station and docks to the side of it, with it being too small to have a dedicated hangar. The side latches on, and a group of Special Ops phase troopers walk through, with a caped individual following behind. His armor was adorned with that bright blue and golden colors the griffin had, with the front of the chest plate having a semicircular shape indented into it, almost as if it was missing something. The researchers stood in attendance as the figure and his troops walked through them. His arms had been crossed behind his back, as he had a stern look on his face and a mix of impatientness. The group would walk through the entire station, before finally reaching a walled-off section with a reinforced door that required its own key code. "Move aside. Guard the door," he said to the troops as he slowly entered the code into a small keypad to the left of the door, as it slowly opened and revealed itself to be a decontamination room. He stepped inside, and the door shut behind him, locking once again. From above him, an array of chemicals were sprayed onto him before the final door before him opened, leading into what seemed a separate research area. The researcher stood in silence as he walked through and observed the equipment, before turning his gaze towards a group of monks. While he despised the idea of working with monks, he had no choice, for what he needed could only be brought to him by them. "Have you gotten to it? Show me! Come on, chop chop!" The monks looked at each other, before one of them turned and retrieved a lead-lined box and brought it up to the man. With caution, he lifted the top off as a bright blue glow filled the lab, causing him to cover his eyes until the glow stopped. It was beautiful, despite the jagged lines all across it. It looked like an imperfect cut almost, but he cared not. He ripped it right out of the box and admired it in his hand. The power and will of a god, channeled into such a tiny shard of nothing. I thank you, monks and researchers. You can begin packing up and going to Tropica. I'm paying for your vacations. Alright, come on, smile a little. The researchers clapped in excitement, but the monks stayed silent. It seemed like they knew something the researchers didn't, but they wouldn't know that for very long. The man lifted the shard and placed it within the indent on his chest. As the armor and shard fused together into one mass, he feels another presence within his mind. He ignores it the best he can, as he turns around and exits through the decontamination room. Kill them all. Leave no witnesses of what happened here today. Set charges within the walls make it look like an impact. Phase troopers nodded and entered the sealed-off area. The researchers and monks were shot to death within moments, as they then placed charges on the walls in a way that would make it look like something had impacted this section. They leave the room and follow the man back to the Griffin as they undock and leave, activating the charges in the process and destroying the sealed-off part of the station. Within moments, the griffin had disappeared into the vacuum, as the entire station went into panic.